me being a person of color impact how I see diversity, inclusion, and how I train? Absolutely, because I've experienced so many things just because I am a person of color or a female that maybe everybody hasn't experienced. One of the stories that I share, when I was a sales rep for Xerox, I was so excited because if you overachieved your target, you could win this trip. And this trip was called President's Club. And my first year in sales, that trip was going to be in Maui. I think at that time I hadn't flown any further west than Illinois. So I'm so excited. We had just introduced a new machine. I think it was the 1048. And this machine could two-side copy. So I know I just dated myself because all machines two-side copy. And it was priced pretty well. It was priced pretty cheap compared to all of our other machines. And I was like, I'm going to sell 2 of these Billies today. I get in my car. I drive to the south side of Chicago. I'm so excited. I got pictures of Maui all over my little 3rd floor apartment building. I get to my first call, and the gentleman invites me in. I'm like, sir, thank you for allowing me to come in today, and I would love to ask you a few questions about some of the things you copy, and then I'm going to propose a new machine. And he looks at me and he says, what are you? And I knew he meant what was my race because I am fair-skinned. He wasn't quite sure. And I said, oh, well, I'm black, but you know what? Let me ask you a few questions about what you copy. I think you're going to love what I have to offer today. And he goes, no, come on. What are you really? I'm like, no, I'm African American. You know what? This machine we have now, it can two-side copy. The machine you have now doesn't do that. And then he asked me a 3rd time. And by that time, I got that knot in my stomach. My forehead is sweating. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I get out my big calculator. I calculate his payments. I'm like, I can get you this new machine, $30 a month less than what you pay now. And he says, I'll be right back. And he goes out of the room, and he comes back, and he brings the black guy who worked for him. And he goes, what do you think she is? And the black guy looks, and he sees my calculator and all the numbers, and he goes, is she our new accountant? And the guy goes, no, get out of here, get out of here. And he says, I just didn't think you were black because you said, let me ask you a few questions, not let me ask you a few questions. And I pull out a purchase agreement, I scribble the numbers on there, and I push it in front of him, and I said, well, I'm going to ask you to sign this 36-month lease. And I honestly can't remember if that guy bought a machine from me that day or not. I swear to God, I can't remember. But what I do remember is the impact that it had on me. That I left that appointment not feeling as happy as I did a couple hours prior getting to this first appointment. I think I skipped my 3rd appointment for the day. So because that happened to me, I didn't get the best out of me that day. My company didn't get the best out of me that day. And that's what happens when we stereotype. So being a person, being a female, being a person of color, I might have some of those experiences that, and we all get stereotyped, but that's my experience. And I can bring those stories to training that, really have an impact.